I need to record this video as quickly as possible because it's very hot in this jumper, but I have an aesthetic to upkeep, and it just appears like I'm going to be wearing a jumper forever now. My Kitchen Rules is an Australian TV show that invites multiple different couples on to cook for all the other contestants as well as some esteemed judges. But today we're going to be concentrating less on the cooking and more on the controversy because some of the stuff that's happened has been a bit wild. Okay, if you can't tell, this isn't a reaction video anymore. Unfortunately, I've tried to upload it twice now with different sort of strategies in mind in terms of changing things to be in touch with the copyright laws. But each time YouTube blocks it. And I understand I was taking stuff directly from the content on the show and I was reacting to it. And they say that's a no-go. Fair enough. Spent all day on it and it's time to come clean. But I didn't want to give up entirely. And to be honest with you, that's kind of because of this last story. So to bring it back, the stories that I initially reacted to, the first one was some, to be honest with you, bullying. A few contestants were calling other contestants names, talking shit, threatening them, making them feel really uncomfortable to the point where they actually had to leave the dinner and it ruined other contestants' nights. We then went on to different style of, because I figured that was sort of like sabotage. So then we went to a different style of cheating where someone actually used like curry paste. So didn't make the dish themselves, but they got caught by the judges. So that was kind of funny, but like super embarrassing. And then reacted to someone who actually got caught cheating. They had an affair. Not really. It's a bit of a weird one because she was saying one thing, he was saying another, but she's the one that was like in the relationship and she was like, no, nothing happened. Okay, maybe something happened, but nothing like actually happened. And then he was there and he was like, yeah, like we had a smooch. That was it. Weird, right? But then this last story came up. And the reason I still wanted to put out this video is because I feel like not a lot of people are actually talking about it. And it's kind of big. Like, I feel like in terms of news media in Australia, you've kind of got two major parties. And one is Channel 7 and the other is Channel 9. Now, My Kitchen Rules is a Channel 7 show, so they don't want the press. So they haven't covered it. It doesn't seem like it. And Channel 9 is the opposition, so they're covering it a lot, and it's a weird one, but what is actually happening or what has happened, it's quite fucked. So I hope you enjoy my reaction to what it was. For a lot of it I do sort of let the news cycle just play out because it's quite heavy, so little disclaimer now, I guess, that it is a heavy topic, and it's about parents and how they dealt with their children, and let's just say now they're in court. But yeah, I just felt like it was something that would be weird to just no longer post because I couldn't do the funny haha side of things. And trust me, I was funny. I was funny enough for you to like and subscribe. Like, I was like, whoa, you know? But now you'll never see that. Maybe one day. But no, for now, here's the rest of the video where we get on to a bit more of a serious side of thing that I suppose I just wanted to get out there. Enjoy.
In January, Claudine was committed to stand trial over a string of alleged offences between 2005 and 2020. 53-year-old Claudine is accused of committing 12 serious crimes against children, among those 1 count of rape and 2 of indecent assault. While other charges, including torture, were dropped, today Claudine pleaded guilty in the magistrate's court to 6 historical charges of common assault relating to the abuse of a child, including pulling hair, hitting the child with a hairbrush and spitting. while 50-year-old Anthony Moo is also facing 11 charges before the same court.
I haven't had my say yet, so can't.
Yeah. So these two MasterChef contestants have been taken to court. They were actually taken to court and questioned prior to going on the show, but it's just taken about 2.5 years to get to this point. So the show has aired, it's come and gone. They were on the telly. I think they came in like the top 8 or something like that. But last week, she pled guilty to 6 counts of common assault on a child. Now, the R word and all of the assault accusations are still just accusations. She will see trial at a later date, as well as her husband. But she has pleaded guilty to a lot of indecent behavior, let's call it. Not only that, though, so just for a bit of context, yes, the former My Kitchen Rule couples revealed as TV identities charged with serious offenses against children. So for the past 2 years, their lawyers have actually been fighting to keep their name hidden amongst, so the press couldn't comment on it or anything like that. And they've actually been quite popular, gaining a bit of a following on Instagram and trying to promote their business as much as they could. And just recently was it lifted so that the news could cover the media and could reveal their names and their identity. So she pled guilty to kicking, hitting, and spitting a child, which only actually resolved in a $1,000 fine and 12 months of good behavior with no convictions recorded. But she will stand trial for the and that will be set at a later date. Although that's a bit heavy, her Instagram has been quite funny, because although she pleaded guilty, she has come out and essentially dropped some crazy news. So this is her Instagram here. So the first one was this one that said, "No one was convicted today. This has been going on for 2.5 years. Nothing new to see here." So this was the day that they lifted the appeal to have her not be named. So obviously once she got named, everyone flocked to her. So she had to make a statement. That's that one. And then 2 days later, she posted this with no context, not even a caption, and said, "How many innocent people plead guilty?" So yeah, she's trying to work out why they're pleading guilty. And through all of these, she posts a lot of support that she's getting and stuff like that, and still about her business. But then things like this as well, complaining about Channel 9. And if you can't, obviously we can't zoom in and see any of the writing that she tried. But obviously from the music, she's taking it quite lightly, which is crazy given the context. You'd think her lawyers would tell her to shut up. But then this one dropped in, and this sort of had me a bit interesting. There's 2 that I want to play for you. So this is the first one.
Good morning. I'm not going to stop talking about what I can talk about, but did you know that so many mothers and fathers these days just get dragged through the mud by their adult children? We didn't do this and that good enough. We were abusive. We're toxic. Stories made up about abuse. You know, I can honestly say, hand on heart, I tried to give my children.
She pleaded guilty, by the way, just as a reminder, in case you had forgotten. Like, what?
Best life that I could possibly give them.
I'm pretty... is this the same child that you're accused of raping? What the fuck?
Growing up, I loved them. I put them on a pedestal. Maybe a bit too much.
But here's the other one.
Okay, so don't you just love it when you're out and about, doing your groceries, minding your own business, and everybody recognizes you from your little report on a current affair.
So she goes on a rant about being caught for doing something illegal and pleading guilty to it. And like in cap, she's like, now we can confirm it's me and Anthony. It's like, yes, people are gonna talk to you about it to be like, what the fuck? And she's talking about like how we're like, she goes on the video. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but she goes on the video to like talk about how people text her being like, what, that was you? Like, what the hell happened? And she's like, just like my kids and all this. I saw one comment being like, oh, your kids are just trying to take you for your fame and all this. They took her to court before she was even on the show. It makes no sense. But yeah, that's my kitchen rules. You know what would rule is if you were a cutie pie and hit subscribe and like the video. Bye.